Hello, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to write a Pellagra ACE paragraph. I know on a lot of the stuff it says race paragraph, but they're really the same thing. The R and the A just kind of work the same way. So the language arts department, like Miss Foss and them, they took it out. So it's technically ACE paragraph. So hopefully by now you guys have this thing that is a worksheet. There we go. That looks like this. So you're deciding, did Dr. Goldberger have a well-designed experiment? You remember what we talked about with the things that a good experiment has? Well, I want you to think about what Dr. Goldberger did. And did he have a fair and accurate experiment? Like, did he make sure that all of his variables were the same except for one little tiny thing? Or did he try it on enough people? Could somebody have tried it again and gotten the same results? Did he have a control? Did he have people that he was actually like comparing to? Did he try it more than once? So I want you guys to kind of think about these problems. And I can see how you can actually argue, yes, he did have a fair experiment, or no, he had a poor experiment. So up here at the top, you see there are these lines. That is for you to write in the stuff that you had on, sorry, I got to flip back here, on here. So what you had for multiple trials, sample size, variables, control, and reproducible. So it's just so that you don't have to keep your science journal out. That's up to you if you want to fill that out. The really important part is down here, where you have the different colors that it says in your chart. Okay, so green, restate and answer the question. This is a topic sentence, a full sentence answer to the question. So in this box right here, what I want you to do is I want you to say, I think Dr. Goldberger had a, and you decide, poor or fair experiment. So I'll give you a second just to write that down. I think Dr. Goldberger had a poor or fair experiment. All right, I'm going to explain the next one. So now the next one is yellow, cite evidence, the big idea. So in science, we can't just say, yeah, it's true because it's true. I have to have something to back it up. I have to say something that will prove it. So I can't just say that a Tootsie Pop takes 1,500 licks in order to get to the center. I actually have to have data to back it up. So in this box right here, I want you to pick one of the things that he did right or wrong, depending on what your paragraph is about. So did he do his multiple trials right? Did he do his sample size right? Variables, control, pick one of these as your piece of evidence. Okay? So you write that in here. So on this, it looks like a fact. One thing that Dr. Goldberger did was poor or fair in designing his experiment. You're going to just write one thing. You don't have to explain it or anything yet. Just write what it is. Okay? Then the next thing you are going to do is you're going to look down here at the red box. Okay, so this box right here. Okay? This is your explain, tell me more. So what you're going to say is why your fact was good or bad that he did. So why was it not okay that he didn't control all the variables, we'll say, even though I want you guys to kind of make that determination. Or tell me why, what's wrong with what he did, okay? Or what's right with what he did. So you kind of explain it out more. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the next one. That's another cite evidence. And for that one, you're going to have one thing Dr. Goldberger did that was for poor or fair in his making an experiment. Gee, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? So you're basically doing the same thing over again. You're giving another piece of evidence, and then you're explaining that piece of evidence. Okay? Then lastly, on the very last one, this is a green conclusion. You're basically saying the same thing as you said up here, only saying it in a different way. So it's kind of like your wrap-up. It's your concluding sentence. So you tell me if it was a good experiment. You tell me one thing that you did right or wrong. You explain why it was right or wrong. You tell me a second thing you did right or wrong. And then you explain why it's right or wrong. And then you tell me if you did a good job. That's all there is to it. Then after you're done getting your notes, your organizing done, on the back, you are going to write down your paragraph. All that you're simply going to do is change it from quick notes to full sentences and put them all together, and it will magically make a paragraph for you. Then, whenever I go to grade it, these are the things I'm going to be grading it on. Okay, so take a look at some of those different things. In particular, you guys are going to be getting a grade for engaging in an argument from evidence. This is exactly like the rubric that you guys glued into your journals. So take a look at it. These are the things that, that I'm expecting to see. So try and get to this proficient level. Hopefully this explains a little bit. I look forward to reading your paragraphs.